What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28, and that's the one, the only It's Scott Savage. You can find him on Twitter at Savage Scott. We got a hot show today. Woo.
Yes, things have happened, and I was up way too late to handle something like this.
Dude, you gotta put the controller down sometimes and just walk away. But
it's something we all struggle with.
Oh man, before we get going, everybody should be joining us live over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube at Inside the Game Official. If you can't join us live, hit us up later. InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. Already, we have Lee joining us. Another massive blow to Sony. Lee, you are absolutely right. Dude, I got nothing much to say. Well, I got a lot to say. So let's get going, because what just happened? Scott, we had the doc. You did the doc. We were all prepped. I was getting assets ready to go this morning. And Nate goes, hey, did you see this? I went, whoa, blew up everything. The doc is now in the garbage, and we're on to what just happened. One of the biggest moves in video game history, as Microsoft shows the powerhouse they are and does a deal with Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Dude.
Holy.
Whoa.
They're doing some eye-watering spending here, and
absolutely,
I'm thinking it's going to define this console generation, but it's kind of going bigger than that, really.
This is massive. I received a press release on this morning, and I was, I'm still, dude. You've known me for a very long time. I'm not normally speechless, but this one it really kind of takes my tongue and it holds it. I just I can't believe it. This comes right from the Xbox themselves, the one and only Phil Spencer, welcoming the incredible teams and legendary franchises of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. What? You gotta be kidding me. Nobody saw this one coming, dude. Nobody whatsoever, I think, predicted this move today. Because right now, dude, you can clearly tell nobody saw it because the internet right now is just ablaze.
Oh, it's completely on fire. Everybody I've seen is like, what does this mean? Does this, is this Xbox asserting dominance? Is this kind of just because Blizzard is kind of on the down and out?
Yeah.
What does it mean for the future? Because I'm looking at a lot of these IPs that Blizzard is responsible for now. Are these going to be exclusives? Is it going to go to Game Pass? There's a lot that could develop out of this.
Absolutely. Players vs. Cancer joins us. Yo, everybody go check out Players vs. Cancer over on twitch.tv/ I'm hoping it's Players vs. Cancer. What a great organization over there. They're in the chat. They said, dang, had that much money in my couch cushions, should have moved sooner. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, it's wow, what a mind-blowing move. Here's what the rest of the article says. Creators of Call of Duty, Warcraft, Candy Crush, Tony Hawk, Diablo, Overwatch, Spyro, Hearthstone, Guitar Hero, Crash Bandicoot, StarCraft, and more join Team Xbox. As a team, we are on a mission to extend the joy and community of gaming to everyone on the planet. We all know that gaming is the most vibrant and dynamic form of entertainment worldwide, and we've experienced the power of social connection and friendship that gaming makes possible. As we pursue that mission, it is incredibly exciting to announce that Microsoft has agreed to acquire Activision Blizzard. Scott, oh man, I am really just lost for words.
I've made a lot of outlandish jokes, is Xbox gonna buy Nintendo? And that was a silly joke, but
yeah,
at this point it's like they're dropping small nations' wealth on acquiring any company under the sun.
Well, that's just it. Over many decades, the studios and teams that make up Activision Blizzard have earned vast wellsprings of joy and respect from billions of people all over the world. We are incredibly excited to have the chance to work with the amazing, talented, dedicated people across Activision Publishing, Blizzard Entertainment, Beenox, Demonware, Digital Legends, High Moon Studios, Infinity Ward, King, Major League Gaming, Radical Entertainment, Ravensoft, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, Treyarch, and every team across Activision Blizzard. Dude, so we talked about over the recent years how Microsoft hasn't really had the backing of first-party studios, right? They've really lacked in the 360 era. They started kind of picking up a bit of steam in the Xbox One era. right? We get into Xbox One X, it gets a little bit further ahead. From there, they purchase Bethesda. We thought that was a big move. Right?
Well, that especially was in the time, but the scale of the deals seems to just keep going higher.
Dude, that was a $7 billion purchase. $7 billion. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm almost positive now. It just seems like, really? Was that all it was worth? But
we're looking at 7 billion as that's all. And
well,
they threw another zero on it for this acquisition.
Well, that's just it. They went to Activision and just purchased them for $68 billion. And now look at their first party lineup. Like it is incredible to see what the possibilities now are coming out of Xbox. And if you say they don't have a first party studio now, good luck, because they just surpassed PlayStation, right? They're past PlayStation now.
Well, and Player versus Canada asked Player versus Cancer, not Canada. We're friends.
We're Canada.
Could all that stuff go Xbox exclusive? And that's of course a lot of people are thinking that. And in the case of World of Warcraft, no, it's not going to happen. But could the next Overwatch be even a timed exclusive? The amount of pull that would cause is just unreal. And are they going to put funding into a lot of these companies and kind of restart some of their other projects? Could we see a StarCraft 3? There's
endless possibilities going on right now, and I think every Sony fan at this moment who is a Activision gamer is worried what's going to happen. What's the future look like? Phil left with the purchase of Minecraft on all platforms, right? So there's some hope that they don't want to segregate the player base, because they know how important it is to the PlayStation ecosystem. But you know it's going to come in at, hey, if you want the next Call of Duty on your PlayStation, well, Sony, you're going to have to fork over some money to get that property, right? That's where it comes in. Will Microsoft go to them and say, hey, here's the opportunity? Or do they take what they're doing with Bethesda and going to have the Starfield and going to have the next Skyrim be exclusive to Xbox? That's the other question, right? Will they go exclusive only now?
I've seen a lot of people kind of think about this kind of stuff, and I've seen the negative reaction, which is, I think, from PlayStation fans, because this hurts a little bit. But they're saying, is this Xbox causing a monopoly, and is that good for the gaming system at large? Sure. And I understand their point that they're trying to make, but I don't see it that way, because there's a cajillion developers out there, and PlayStation will match this kind of intensity, I think. After given some time, I think they're probably having an emergency meeting pushing their idea of Game Pass.
They have to do something. The problem is, here's the thing, because Northern Nerdcast was in our Discord, and he said to Nate, because him and Nate were talking, and he said to Nate, do you think Sony could have done that purchase or something to that line? And the answer is just no. They don't have the wallets that Microsoft does. Don't think of Xbox as just Xbox. It's Microsoft and Xbox, right? Xbox is just the company underneath Microsoft. Microsoft's the parent company. Dude, and those pockets run real deep to the point where they're worth $2 trillion, where Sony was only worth $137 billion. And now I only say only, but think about that, right? They have the pockets to go in and buy a company like Activision. Dude, they could probably even buy Nintendo, like you say, right? So, EA, who knows who else? At this point, who knows who else they're going to purchase? But
those talks about Nintendo stuff on Game Pass, maybe there was a little bit more weight to that than initially thought.
Northern Nerdcast comes in and trolls us. Breaking news, PlayStation bought Capcom. Go away.
Okay, well, let me know if they grab Konami and
bring some Metal Gear.
Excited all over again.
This has gotta push PlayStation to do a Game Pass competitor. Absolutely, they are working on, I believe they call it, was it called Spartacus or something along that line?
Oh, right? Yeah, that name comes to mind now.
Exactly. They are in the works of a Game Pass like scenario. We saw PlayStation Now just lose its identity somewhat with the fact that they've told retailers in the UK to pull all the gift cards for PlayStation Now. That's not happening anymore. They want to merge that ecosystem together. They want to pull in PlayStation Plus, and they want to pull in PlayStation Now, make it one unit. But they also now want to introduce another system of this Game Pass like scenario over there, because they have to capitalize on what Microsoft is building on. They are there, dude. Microsoft is paving the way right now for the gaming industry, and now we see PlayStation trying to catch up. They are, absolutely are. And they're now trying to play catch up with PlayStation, right? Until this transaction closes, Activision Blizzard and Microsoft Gaming will continue to operate independently. Once the deal is complete, the Activision Blizzard business will report to me as CEO, Microsoft Gaming. That's Phil Spencer. That's who they're reporting to. Activision goes through Phil. So they're like, that's, oh, man. Upon close, we will offer as many Activision Blizzard games as we can within Xbox Game Pass and PC Game Pass. Both new titles and games from Activision Blizzard's incredible catalog. We also announced today that Game Pass now has more than 25 million subscribers. That is about to skyrocket. I'm telling you right now, that number will double very shortly, Scott, is what I'm predicting.
On Twitter, a lot of people are thinking 25 is a big milestone, but with this, I think they're going to shoot to 50 by next year, and that's a big number. Who knows? But I see how it could go either way, really.
The fantastic franchises across Activision Blizzard will also accelerate our plans for cloud gaming, allowing more people in more places around the world to participate in the Xbox community using phones, tablets, laptops, and other devices you already own. Activision Blizzard games are enjoyed on a variety of platforms, and we plan to continue to support those communities moving forward. As a company, Microsoft is committed to our journey for inclusion in every aspect of gaming among both employees and players. We deeply value individual studio cultures. We also believe that creative success and autonomy go hand in hand with treating every person with dignity and respect. Dude, I feel like this is something he had to put in there because Bobby's still here.
They definitely had to make note of that. And
absolutely.
Kind of putting a little bit of those worries to bed. Don't worry about the monopoly because that's not inclusive.
Yeah. We hold all teams and all leaders to this commitment. We're looking forward to extending our culture of proactive inclusion to the great teams across Activision Blizzard. Around the world, there is no more exciting venue for fun and connection than video games. And there has never been a better time to play than right now. As we extend the joint community of gaming to everyone, we look forward to welcoming all of our friends at Activision Blizzard to Microsoft Gaming. Holy
all of
crap.
them, though, because I was surprised they didn't do a lot of clear cutting, given the issues with some of the studios in Activision Blizzard. And there's that whole kind of mess to clean up, which makes me think that that's most of the reason why they're selling, first of all.
Well, absolutely. The biggest thing is they got into a ton of trouble, right?
Yeah.
We've talked about it on this show for like weeks, Scott, of how Activision and Blizzard has been running into so many issues with sexual harassment. Bobby Kotick doing death threats. Like, there's just, dude.
That was one that I learned very recently.
The stuff that came out of that was just hard to fathom, right? Yeah, sorry, Scott, I cut you off. Yeah.
No, that's really what I was going to say. I can't even begin to understand how that happened.
No, exactly. And that's the biggest thing. So then you see Microsoft come in, and here, I'm going to continue on because there's I've been following now because Twitter is just exploding. Steven Totillo, right? One of the best game journalist insiders that we've got within the industry, reached out. He says, Microsoft PR told me if Kotick... Microsoft PR to me on if Kotick will leave. Quote, Bobby will lead AB as CEO, as he has for the last 30 years. Together, Bobby and Phil will work together to ensure the transition to the existing... to this new exciting combined enterprise. The Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil after the close. So there's more to this, Scott, than what we see already. There's also a bunch of other documents in here. Like, I got a whole press release this morning, and dude, there's a ton of stuff. Holy crap, man! The things that are going on today. Bobby Kotick not going anywhere right now, which I think was, to me, very, very surprising. Steven Totillo also pointed out that if you think Bobby's $155 million he made in 2020 was big, you should see what he gets when he leaves the company.
Holy, I didn't think about that. Yeah, well, after 30 years there.
Yes. Yeah. So here we go too. Lee over in YouTube says the only way for Sony to compete now would be for them to put their first party games on their own service day and date. And I just don't see that happening. Nate's there too as well, joining, hanging out. What's up, Nate? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, man, I can't totally blame them. Selling 18 million copies at $70 to $100 a game is a lot of money to miss out on. I don't know if they're missing out, because that's why you see Microsoft doing that now. They're not missing out. They're growing a service, right? That's the biggest
deal
thing
they make. You know, there's a large amount of money going through to buy 25 million copies at a time. It's of course not quite that money, but still.
No. It's very, very big and very impressive to see what they can do with a service like that. Here's the other thing, Scott. You and I talked about it as God of War is out now on PC, right? It's out now.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's the other side that PlayStation's coming into, because it was on Steam. That's what it was. They had 75,000 concurrent players. That's a big milestone right there for the world of PlayStation to let go of the PlayStation brand and bring it over to the world of PC. We've seen Microsoft lining themselves up doing that now for a while, right? So here again, PlayStation playing that bit of a catch-up scenario and trying to expand on their horizon.
They're going to have to get imaginative to kind of create, I think, their forge ahead, because I don't count them down and out. There's no way.
No.
But what are they going to come up with to remain competitive at that level? And I think that's exciting for PlayStation side. So if you see this as a loss to PlayStation, it's not going to be 100% of a loss.
No, I don't think so either, right? So here we go within one of the documents I've got here. Bobby Kotick will continue to serve as CEO of Activision Blizzard, and he and his team will maintain their focus on driving efforts to further strengthen the company's culture and accelerate business growth. Once the deal closes, Activision Blizzard business will report to Phil Spencer, CEO of gaming. Quote, gaming is the most dynamic and exciting category in entertainment across the platforms today, and we play a key role in the development of metaverse platforms, says Satya. Oh, Scott, we did this earlier, buddy. Satya, thank you. Nadella, he's a chairman and CEO of Microsoft. So that's a huge move right there. Quote, players everywhere love Activision Blizzard games. We believe the creative teams have their best work in front of them, end quote. That comes from Phil Spencer. Further, for more than 30 years, our incredibly talented teams have created some of the most successful games. That comes from Bobby Kotick. The combination of Activision Blizzard's world-class talent and extraordinary franchises with Microsoft's technology, distribution, access to talent, ambitious visions, shared commitment to gaming and inclusion will help ensure our continued success in an increasingly competitive industry. That's also Bobby Kotick right there. Dude, in relation to 2020, Discovery purchased AT&T. We all know who AT&T is, right? They purchased them for $43 billion.
That's a huge deal on its own. And
absolutely. So
giant telecommunications company, like that's not a small feat.
No, and now you have Microsoft sweeping in to purchase Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion. Scott, the biggest thing for me now is like the question was at the top of the show, will these games go exclusive? Do you see Call of Duty being a exclusive title? You mentioned maybe timed exclusive. What about Overwatch? Right, like everybody right now is waiting for Overwatch 2.
That's the big one.
Do they keep it to themselves?
Ooh, that would be quite a move. That's a power move, I believe that's called at that point, because that's a huge IP that everybody's waiting for. It could be the most anticipated from Activision Blizzard, as far as I'm aware. But it's just a giant thing. What happens next? If you're Xbox, where do you go from here? Is there another acquisition that you would line up? I mentioned Konami just as a joke, but holy.
Well, Konami won't be worth $68 billion. I'll tell you, because man, they're more worried about pachinko machines. Kyle joins us over on YouTube and says, I know MLB pushed Sony to put the show on Xbox, but now with this, can we see Sony more freely on their own reach out now with Xbox to pursue more cross-platform unity, i.e. cross-platform first-party games? Dude,
that would be a very interesting sort of armistice in the console war if they both agree to just open up.
Dude, unity between one platform? like, man, we've had competition now for so many years. Microsoft, Nintendo, PlayStation showcasing their own, having their own. You want to play Spider-Man, you go to PlayStation, right? You want to play God of War, you go to PlayStation. Well, now you can actually get that on PC. Microsoft over the years has been growing and growing and growing, and they felt, we just want you to play everywhere. Here, don't worry about Xbox as a console. You worry about Game Pass. And that's what they're pushing, right? Will we now see the transition with PlayStation do the same thing? And then will that cross-pollinate into having the ability to play cross-platform? We did a tournament on ITG's Discord for MLB The Show. Dude, we were playing on Xbox and PlayStation for that tournament, right? Like, that was something we would never see before. We've seen a lot of things move forward, especially with the ability of Fortnite taking up the ranks and saying, hey, everybody needs to play our game. I don't care what platform you're on, and they should all play together. Well, you have one of the biggest games around having the ability to connect with everyone. At one point, Scott, I was on Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and a tablet with my entire family playing Fortnite. Is that where we're heading here now with something like what Kyle's mentioning here, right? The ability to cross-play between Xbox and PlayStation is already becoming a standard idea. But can they do it with first-party titles now? That's the biggest question right there. Will they do that? Who knows, man? Like, that's huge.
Yeah. Oh, no, it is. It's going to reshape certain things. These deals are just so big that it's going to elicit a response, too. I'm wondering what the counterplay is from PlayStation. Of course, like everybody is. But are they going to make some giant acquisition? I don't think Nintendo is for sale. But how interesting would it be if they merged in a peaceful manner and became one company again? That's how PlayStation began.
Sure.
They split from Nintendo at one point.
Yeah.
And in the interest of a console war, is that possible? It's hard to say it's impossible.
Yeah, you know what? But, Players versus Cancer says it's Microsoft. They can buy anything they want. And they have a point, right? Like, that's very valid. Microsoft's got some massive pockets where PlayStation just doesn't have that, right? It's not in their back pocket to do that. Call it Play-Doh, they say. Right?
Hey,
like,
that's a good one. I like that.
Anything at this, I don't know, man. Like, anything is possible, I think, at this point. I never expected this to happen. So, like, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
War Ragnarok coming to Xbox now.
Lee over at YouTube says, I wonder how long before Microsoft buys EA. Or, dude, what about if they buy Ubisoft? They say as well, right? And they're already utilizing Game Pass. You see EA and Ubisoft. Ubisoft now is coming to Game Pass. EA's already been involved with them for so long. Is that... Man, if they buy them up too, it does turn into kind of a conglomerate little ecosystem, right? Like, it's just wow.
Then we are looking at closing the doors because that's just too much power.
There's so much opportunity. Everybody's feeding on this Game Pass scenario, and now it's turned around and gone even further, Scott. Dude, we could keep talking like we always do, but our show is actually winding down already. That's too bad because I would love to keep talking with everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. This has definitely been a big day for everybody in the industry, and especially everyone over at Microsoft right now and Activision Blizzard, and see if they can, turn things around. Because we've been talking about, Scott, how can they get themselves out of this hole they've sunk themselves in? This could be their opportunity right here, buddy. But
oh yeah, we talked about changing branding. That might have to happen, and it did in a certain way.
But Scott, there are 2 games out today. We should get to those before we close off the show. What are they? Go quick.
We have Nobody Saves the World. That's on Xbox One, SX, and PC.
Yep.
And we have River City Girls on PlayStation 5.
I don't know what that is, so that's what you see for that one. That's it for that. But what a day! Activision, Microsoft, Blizzard. Wow, what a game-changing move once again coming from Microsoft and Xbox. The family over there just keeps growing and expanding, and it's definitely good for Xbox fans. And I can see the point right now where some of the Sony fans are definitely a little skeptical and worried of what's going to happen with their future of gaming. But until then, you can always join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficial ITG, as well as YouTube at Inside the Game Official, where ITG Daily brings you the hottest in gaming news. But if you can't join us live, hit us up later, InsideTheGame.ca, podcast services, and TV streaming networks around the globe. I'm Drew, that's Scott, and we'll see everybody tomorrow inside the game.
Can't